Ever come back from a city vacation feeling more drained than when you left? You're not alone. The crowds, the chaos, the endless lines, what was supposed to be a break feels more like a marathon. More travelers are realizing that the big city adventure is losing its appeal. Americans are now fleeing big cities for small towns, not just to live, but to travel. This shift is rewriting what makes a destination desirable, opening up overlooked places full of authenticity and peace. Ready to discover where your next real adventure lies? Let's dive in. The old travel formula, save up, fly to a major city, chase the crowds, is outdated. Travelers are asking, is the stress and cost really worth it? Small towns are experiencing a renaissance, offering culture, cuisine, and connection that big cities have lost. Today, I'll reveal a powerful travel strategy to help you avoid crowds, save money, and unlock unforgettable experiences. Subscribe to Informed Tourist for more insights. Let's see how you can travel smarter and happier. For years, we were sold the dream that real travel meant conquering a metropolis, Times Square, the Golden Gate, the packed subway. But the excitement has faded. Instead of exhilaration, travelers return home exhausted. The crowds, the costs, the constant rush. What was once thrilling now feels oppressive. The checklist mentality has replaced genuine discovery. More people are realizing they've seen the sights, but missed the feeling. The concrete jungle is losing its allure. The travel world is shifting. Are you ready to shift with it? As big cities lose their shine, travelers are quietly seeking something new. The modern city trip feels like a chore, expensive, stressful, and anything but relaxing. Instead, small towns are stepping up, offering peace, authenticity, and a slower pace. No more stress tourism, just genuine escapes. The call of small towns is growing louder. Maybe it's time to answer. The contrast is clear. While cities double down on chaos, small towns offer charm and comfort. Boutique hotels, local food scenes, and walkable downtowns are redefining travel. You can stroll from a coffee shop to a park without the blare of horns or crowds. Travelers are sharing these discoveries, and the secret is getting out. The cracks in the old travel model are widening. The most memorable journeys aren't in the biggest places, but in the most welcoming ones. Small towns are becoming the new epicenters of American travel. Let's talk money. The cost of a city vacation is now sky high. Hotels, hidden fees, and overpriced meals make big cities unaffordable for many. Why pay more for less comfort and more stress? Small towns flip the script. Your dollar goes further, and your experience is richer. Stay longer, eat better, and actually relax. In small towns, you're a guest, not just a consumer. That's the real value, and the future of travel. But what if money were no object? Even then, big cities present a suffocating problem. They're simply too crowded. The energy that once drew people in has become a chaotic crush of humanity, turning every experience into a struggle. Frustrated commuters, delivery drivers, and influencers all compete for space. Finding a quiet moment feels impossible. The city's greatest assets have become its most stressful liabilities. In contrast, small towns offer the ultimate luxury: space, peace, and the freedom to breathe. For many, that's now the true escape. Safety is always on a traveler's mind, shaping where we choose to go. Recent headlines about crime and unrest have made many wary of big cities, especially families and solo travelers. Small towns with their calm streets and close-knit communities offer a sense of comfort and security that's hard to find elsewhere. In travel, perception is reality, and today, safety is one of the most valuable destinations of all. Here's the plot twist that completely rewrote the rules of the game: the remote work revolution. This wasn't just a minor adjustment in corporate policy, it was a seismic event that permanently altered the relationship between work, life, and travel. Before, travel was confined to short, frantic bursts. You had a limited number of vacation days, so you'd cram a 3-day city break into a long weekend, racing from one landmark to another before rushing back to the office on Monday morning. That model was perfectly suited to the high-intensity, high-density experience of a big city. But that model is now quickly becoming obsolete. With the newfound freedom of remote work, people are no longer tethered to a physical office. And this has unlocked an entirely new way to travel. The frantic weekend getaway is being replaced by the 2-week workcation, the month-long rental, and the slow travel immersion. People aren't just visiting a place for a few days, they're temporarily living there. This new breed of traveler has a completely different set of needs. They require reliable internet, a comfortable workspace, access to everyday amenities like grocery stores and laundromats, and a quiet environment where they can actually focus during work hours. This is where big cities drop the ball. They are, for the most part, poorly designed for this new mode of slow, integrated travel. The high cost of living makes extended stays prohibitively expensive. The constant noise and chaos make it difficult to concentrate and work effectively. The small, overpriced apartments or hotel rooms offer little comfort for a long-term stay. Big cities are built for the quick hit, the whirlwind tour. They are not built for someone who wants to settle in, find a rhythm, and blend the lines between their work life and their travel life. They are, in essence, trying to sell an old product to a new consumer. Small towns, on the other hand, are practically tailor-made for the remote work traveler. They offer a significantly lower cost of living, allowing for longer and more affordable stays. The quieter, more relaxed environment is far more conducive to productivity, and the sense of community provides a welcome antidote to the isolation that can sometimes accompany remote work. You can finish your workday and then take a walk to a local brewery, join a community yoga class, or explore a nearby hiking trail. Small towns provide the perfect infrastructure for a balanced leisure lifestyle, making them the undisputed champions in this new era of travel. In a world where big cities feel increasingly artificial, travelers are craving something real. The same chain stores and staged photo ops have left many longing for genuine experiences. Small towns offer authenticity, unique shops, real conversations, and traditions that haven't been scrubbed clean. Here you connect with people and places in ways big cities can't match. The search for authenticity is redrawing the American travel map. When you put all these pieces together, the crippling costs, the suffocating crowds, the concerns about safety, the rise of remote work, and the desperate search for authenticity, a clear picture emerges. We're not just witnessing a minor trend here. We are in the midst of a great reassessment of what travel is supposed to be. The old value system, which placed big cities at the top of the pyramid, is being dismantled. Travelers are no longer willing to accept that stress, expense, and anxiety are the unavoidable price of admission for a memorable trip. They're demanding more, and honestly, they're finding it in the most unexpected of places. This conflict between the old ideal and the new reality is playing out in the choices people make every single day. Folks are consciously choosing the calm of a mountain town over the chaos of a metropolis. They're opting for a week in a coastal village instead of a weekend in a concrete jungle. And, this isn't a rejection of culture or excitement, it's a redefinition of it. Excitement is no longer found in the density of the crowd, but in the discovery of a hidden gem. Culture isn't just in world-class museums anymore, but also in the stories of a local historian in a small-town library. This shift really represents a maturation of the American traveler. We're moving beyond the checklist mentality of seeing the sights and embracing a more holistic approach of experiencing a place. The goal isn't to conquer a destination, but to connect with it. This deeper, more intentional form of travel requires a different kind of environment, one that's slower, more personal, and more welcoming. Big cities, with their transactional nature and overwhelming scale, are proving to be ill-suited for this new mindset, while small towns are emerging as the natural home for it. Ultimately, the battle between big cities and small towns for the traveler's affection is a battle of values. It pits the promise of manufactured spectacle against the appeal of genuine connection. It weighs the thrill of intensity against the deep need for restoration. And, right now, the scales are tipping decisively. Travelers are voting with their time, their money, and their attention, and the verdict is becoming increasingly clear. They're seeking refuge from the very things that big cities once celebrated, and in doing so, they're breathing new life into the heart and soul of small-town America. Tired of crowded cities and high prices? The base town strategy is your answer. Stay in a charming small town near a major city. Enjoy peace, lower costs, and authentic local life. Then, take easy day trips into the city for the highlights. No stress, just the best parts. Experience the city on your terms and return to your peaceful base each night. That's smart travel. Looking for the perfect small-town base? Start with a walkable downtown. Think charming main streets, independent shops, and cozy cafes. Seek out towns with a vibrant local food scene and easy access to nearby attractions, whether it's a national park or a city. And don't forget, unique character. Festivals, art, and live music make your stay memorable. The best small towns aren't just stops. They're destinations waiting to be discovered. Now, let's inject a healthy dose of reality here. It's easy to romanticize small-town life, but it's crucial to understand that this strategy involves trade-offs. While you gain peace, affordability, and authenticity, you will be giving up the 24/7 convenience and endless options of a major metropolis. In your base town, shops might close at 6 p.m., and your late-night dining options might be limited to a single diner or a pizza place. You won't find a dozen world-class museums within walking distance or a subway system that can whisk you across town in minutes. This is not a flaw, it's a feature of a slower, more deliberate pace of life. You must be prepared for a different kind of travel planning. The base town strategy requires more forethought than simply booking a hotel in the city center. You'll need to research transportation options and schedules for your day trips. Factoring in travel time to and from the city becomes a part of your daily itinerary. This means your time within the city itself will be more limited and focused. You can't just spontaneously decide to stay for a late show if you have a 90-minute drive or a final train to catch. It forces you to be more intentional with your time, prioritizing what truly matters to you. It's also important to remember that as more travelers discover this strategy, the most desirable small towns are facing their own challenges. The very hidden gems we seek can become victims of their own success, with rising accommodation prices and bigger crowds during peak season. It's a delicate balance. The key is to do your research and perhaps look for the next town over from the one that's already been featured in every travel magazine. The spirit of this strategy is about being ahead of the curve, not just following the new, smaller crowd to a different, more quaintly packaged destination. Here's the funny part, the ironic twist in this whole narrative. For years, the common complaint was, there's nothing to do in small towns. It was a dismissal, a reason to speed past them on the highway. Now, the emerging sentiment from exhausted big city travelers is, there's too much to deal with in the cities. The very things that were once seen as a weakness, the quiet, the limited options, the slower pace, are now being reframed as a strength. It's a fascinating reversal that shows just how much our travel priorities have been completely upended in a remarkably short period of time. So, what does the success of the base town strategy and the broader shift towards smaller destinations mean for the future of travel? It means we are witnessing the literal redrawing of the American tourism map in real time. The old, centralized model, with a few superstar cities commanding all the attention, is becoming obsolete. In its place, a more decentralized, distributed network of destinations is rising. This creates a much richer, more diverse, and more resilient travel ecosystem, spreading both the economic benefits and the burdens of tourism more evenly across the country. Expect to see a continued rise of these hidden gem destinations. Travel media, influencers, and everyday tourists will increasingly focus their attention outside the major metros. This will create a virtuous cycle. As more travelers visit these towns, more investment will flow in, leading to even better restaurants, more boutique hotels, and richer cultural offerings. The result will be a higher quality of travel experiences available in more places. Your options for an amazing vacation will no longer be limited to a handful of household names. They will be scattered across the country, waiting to be explored. This shift will also force big cities to adapt or risk becoming less relevant. They can no longer take tourists for granted. They will have to compete on value, safety, and overall experience, not just on their famous name. We may see cities working harder to manage crowds, clean up public spaces, and offer more affordable options to lure back the travelers they have alienated. The pressure from thriving small towns will, hopefully, inspire positive changes in urban centers, forcing them to address the very issues that cause travelers to flee in the first place. Competition, in this case, could benefit everyone. Ultimately, the future of American travel is about choice and intention. The one-size-fits-all vacation is dead. The modern traveler is more discerning, more demanding, and more knowledgeable than ever before. You are no longer a passive consumer of pre-packaged trips. You are the active architect of your own unique experiences. By understanding this fundamental shift, and by using strategies like the base town approach, you are not just following a trend, you are at the forefront of it. You are leading the charge toward a smarter, more sustainable, and infinitely more satisfying way to explore the world. After exploring crowded streets and soaring costs, here's the real takeaway. The most important destination isn't a place, it's a feeling. Stop chasing famous landmarks. Instead, seek out places that feel calm, affordable, and authentic. The true reward is found on a quiet main street, not a chaotic city avenue. Thanks for watching, Informed Tourist. Subscribe for more travel insights.